Hi everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 8, Episode 9. Now, we're going to start off with SHAMEA going to speak with Kandi about what happened after the release party. She tells her how herself, Porsha, and Phaedra was outside talking. Phaedra brought up the fact that, Ty coming for her about some money that she supposedly owed him. DONJUAN, he pops up. So I guess SHAMEA, she went there to get things, settled. Like, okay, I'm going to let you know what happened before DONJUAN can come in and spend his hotel or what went on. And DONJUAN, he doesn't understand how come Porsha had any, put her 2 cents in a situation she had nothing to do with, seeing as how she doesn't know what the Underground Railroad is. Granted, this had nothing to do with Porsha, but the issue was brought to Porsha and SHAMEA, and Porsha merely asked a question. See, DONJUAN came in and telling the story, and this is what happens when you come in and telling a story. You don't know what all was said. It wasn't like Porsha was over there being shady. She wasn't gossiping. She was merely, her friend made a comment, and she asked a question. It was like, oh, this is why y'all falling out? Because everybody knows that Phaedra and Kandi, they're not as tight as they used to be, and everybody can see that. And now Portia's asking, is this why y'all falling out? Because of some money that you owe her husband? Is that it? But Kandi wants to let us know that this has nothing to do with they falling out. It's been escalating ever since then. It's not just a, oh, we didn't just brought this up now situation. It was brought up 2 years ago, but she still ain't trying to come and give us our money. She's showing up with new shoes, new hair, and new body, but we ain't getting the money that we're owed. And I don't like the fact that last week's episode, when Phaedra brought this situation up, and when DONJUAN came up along, she didn't defend Porsha at all. Porsha was sitting there getting attacked by DONJUAN when she didn't bring the situation up. Yes, like I said, this situation had nothing to do with Porsha, but when Phaedra comes along and states her opinion about something, Porsha, she just merely asked a question. And DONJUAN coming in the last message, DONJUAN is getting on my nerves. He always got something to say about something, and I don't know what it is he don't like about Porsha, but he just do not like Porsha. I always throwing shade. I always talk about her. Kandi was like, you know what? I always try to defend Porsha on what she says, but now Kandi started to get mad, but it wasn't like Porsha was dogging her out on any kind of way. And I hopefully after seeing this episode, she realizes that Porsha wasn't dogging her out. She wasn't being gossipy. She was merely asking a question. Phaedra the one that brought this up. Moving along to when Ty goes to see Phaedra. Y'all know last week Phaedra's like, you know what, Ty, can you come see me in my office so we can handle some things? And I was a little bit annoyed by Phaedra because she mad that Ty wants the money that she owes him. Like, really? Is this what we're doing? And I guess she starts to play poor mouth. Oh, I'm a single mom. Oh, my husband's been in jail. Oh, I haven't seen the workout videos. But Brian was like, okay, we're not going to sit here and let you do that. They flash back to her seeing the video. So, Robert, they'll put you out on blast. Like, oh, I didn't do that. Rose credits, and they'll show you everything you said. And Todd, he had his receipts. He was like, okay, this is a canceled check. Clearly right there it says first installment. Here's the second check, second installment. I'm missing my third installment, so okay, you can run me my money right now. And it's not like Ty needs the money. It's like, I did my work, so therefore I should get my money, and it shouldn't be like this. But I guess Phaedra, she feels some type of way. I guess talking about some. I guess Todd ain't got his allowance from Kandi and all his shows, and we went crash. Like, he has credits on his, under his name. He didn't produce shows, and he did your workout video and did it cheaper than what it was. So now you're not gonna pay him. Okay, the people you was gonna go to, was you gonna just skip out on them and tell them, oh, I can't pay? Was you gonna claim poor mouth then? Because Phaedra, she's always talking about some money and the thing to her. But I guess she thought, okay, we friends, so therefore I shouldn't have to pay you. I pay you when I can. I don't know if she mad because Apollo got some of his stuff at they house, but them two things ain't got nothing to do with anything. I did this work for you before Apollo went to jail, so come on and run me my money. So Kandi and Todd sit down with Cynthia and Peter, and she brings up what happened at the what happened with Phaedra, Porsha, SHAMEA, and DONJUAN. Now, She already said that she doesn't appreciate them talking about their business, but here she is talking about their business with somebody else. And she feels that Porsha tends to take sides when it comes to her and Phaedra. And she makes it seem like Porsha was talking bad about Ty, but Porsha wasn't talking bad about Ty. She wasn't like, Ty probably need the money, you know, he broke like that and we living off Kandi. She didn't even say nothing like that. She just said, oh, so that's why y'all fell out because, you know, you owe her husband money. It wasn't even like that. And this whole situation, this whole episode turned into a let's talk about Phaedra and Porsha and SHAMEA talking about me and Ty and how Phaedra owed Ty money. That's basically what the whole episode was about. Like, we just got different people in a different arena talking about this. And I got tired of this. So then they skipped on to the whole restaurant business. And Cynthia's like, you know what? A restaurant is hard work. And I'm telling you, baby, I've never in my whole entire life want to have anything in charge to do with a restaurant for as long as I live. My entire life, I know that it's the same thing, but I can't stand a restaurant because you know Peter done had like 4 or 5 bar ones. Now he get this restaurant in Charlotte to where he got to be like there 5 days out the week, just stress on their relationship and stuff. Ken's like, well, dang, the way they talking, I'm not sure I want to do a restaurant, but maybe Kandi, she's business savvy, so I don't think it will be as rough on them as it is on Peter and Cynthia, because Kandi, she has more money and she can like hire the right people. Not trying to be shaded towards Peter and Cynthia, but you know they was using mainly all of Cynthia's money in the first place. So you know, I'm not, like I said, not trying to be shady, but you know, Phaedra, Kandi, she has more money and she's more business savvy, so maybe this will work out for them. So Cynthia's having an eyewear appreciation party where she's telling her eyewear 50% off to show appreciation to the people who bought her glasses. So Kim shows up. She's like, I'm so happy to be here, but I need you to get you and your camera people together because they're not doing it the right way. So she gets behind the camera, and this is where Kim is the most comfortable at. She's like, okay, cameraman, run right there. I need you to get high and low so we get her on the red carpet. Cameraman over there, I need you to zoom in. Yes. Turn to the side, something. Yes, like that. See, this is where she is most comfortable behind the scenes, you know, getting things together. Kenny shows up and she's like, you know what, you two are both producers and directors. I would like both of you to, you know, help me with my commercial. I don't know who's the best director or producer, but Kim, she gave the best time. She's like, it's not about who's best, it's like what's right for your project. But that is me. No shade to you, Kenya, but I have, you know, credentials, you know, I have credits under my name. I don't know what you've done, but I have done more and better. So if you want it done right, you will come to me. Meanwhile, we got Porsha over there. She's trying to talk to Kandi. She's like, you know what, Kandi, can we talk in private over here? I guess she wants, like, she doesn't want to make it a whole big scene because you know when everybody's together, everybody got something to say about everything. So they go over to speak. DONJUAN and CARMEN decide to follow. She's like, you know what? I would prefer it's just us speaking together and not the whole Candy Coated clique, if that's all right. But they're like, okay, why you need to speak alone? She's like, because this had something to do with us and not you guys. But Kandi, she's like, oh, the reason why Porsha wants to speak alone because she don't want to be caught up in the lines. Like, no, she wants to speak to you alone because when it's always a group, the whole group got something to say what went on. So Porsha's like, you know what? That's fine. And Kandi's going on, that's fine. So don't ever come to me for anything if you want anything done. I'm not going to do it. Whoop de whoop whoop. Kandi. Porsha's like, you know what? That's fine. I'm going to leave and just, I'm not trying to be starting trouble at this event. That's the whole reason I wanted to talk to you alone, so it wouldn't be a whole big thing, and we messing up another event. So she's outside talking to SHAMEA. CARMEN decides to go out there. I don't know what her goal was going out there to talk to Porsha, but she's like, why are you leaving? She's like, well, I wanted to talk to Kandi, and I don't understand why everybody, they daddy, and whoever works at Candy Coated Clique, Candy Coated Nights, that whole clique, why they need to put their 2 cents in. But she was like, you know what, whatever. Porsha's like, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time to get jumped by the Candy Coated Clique, so I'm leaving. We got Kandi over here telling everybody who will listen, yeah, after my little video party, Phaedra was outside with Porsha and SHAMEA talking about how, yeah, they Ty coming from me talking about some, I owe him money, this, that, and the third. I was like, didn't we get mad that Phaedra was doing this, talking about y'all business, but now you're doing that? Didn't we get mad about that earlier? I'm like, why are we like? We get mad when somebody does something, but we turn around and do it with more and more people. I'm like, okay. So Porsha and Kandi sit down because they want to hash things out. It's just the two of them, which I think that's the most appropriate because when we got too many people, nothing seems to get done at all. So Porsha's like, you know what? I'm closer to Phaedra right now. Phaedra going through some things. She needs me more because her husband's in prison. She's a single mom right now. But Kandi was like, Phaedra's happy to be a single mom. She was ready for Apollo to go to jail way before he went to jail. She was ready to get him up out the house. It was like, oh. Really? Interesting. And she was like, that whole conversation that you, Phaedra, and SHAMEA had with DONJUAN, somebody got that put that on social media about what happened. And she was like, I'm pretty sure they did, the way DONJUAN was screaming it to the world. But then Kandi realizes that Porsha, she's only going by what she knows what Phaedra was saying. And she's like, I can't really fault Porsha, even though she can come to me and get my side of the story. But like, she's trying to be a friend to somebody she thinks is like beating a friend. But she's like, she already know, Phaedra's game is like, I'm going to put on this, oh, woe is me act, so I can get some sympathy from my friends. So that was just to happen. Oh yeah, Kenya, her dad comes into town and she shows him the house. They going down the driveway. He's like, oh, so you living in a ditch. You really don't want to know my opinion about this house. Like, her dad is the kind of person, he's not going to sugarcoat it for anything in the world. She tells us how when she was 12, she ran away from Texas to Detroit because she didn't want to be in Texas no more. She didn't like the neighborhood, the school, the people there. But I'm like, how did you get from Texas to Detroit? How did you run away that far? And I was like, okay. She's like, after she did that, her daddy didn't talk to her for like 5 years. I'm like, daddy's probably like, ungrateful tail. I done brought you down here to give you a good life, and you running away. I'm still trying to figure out how did she get from Texas to Detroit. I guess it's like if she had saved up enough money, she could have hopped on a plane because, back in the day, they didn't really care. Like, as long as you had the money, you can ride anywhere. You don't need no guardian or anything like that. But she's like, she wants a better relationship with her dad. She doesn't have that with her mom. She would still want that with her mom. And she's like, daddy was like, you know what, when you ran away, that made me feel like, Texas ain't good enough. I'm not good enough for you now. So now they trying to mend fences and get everything together. So, yeah, and Porsha, she did, was on the red carpet for Dish Nation for the Emmys. She did pretty good. She's still under this whole, she's happy for her sister pregnant, but it's like, she's on this, okay, what am I going to do? Because you my right-hand man, you pregnant, you can't travel too much longer, and I, basically look to you for everything that I need done. So what I'm going to do once you can no longer travel, once you had a baby, like, she's like, being selfish if you ask me, but it's like, I guess she's so used to having her sister there. It's like, okay, how am I going to get my business done? But you're going to have to start thinking. She should have, soon as she found out that her sister was pregnant, she should have been, interviewing people who she can trust. So when the time comes, when her sister's not going to be there, or like, sister, I'm going to need you to work half the time and let somebody else work half the time. So when you are on maternity leave and when you can no longer travel, I have somebody there for me. But for whatever reason, they didn't think that out. So that was suggested in my review. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment or video response. And like always, I want to thank my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. I want you to like this video, comment, and subscribe. And share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube. This is Lazy, signing off. Have a good one.